How does Africa make me feel? How has it changed me? Just everything regarding Africa. Okay, Africa, how does it make me feel? Honestly, Africa is something else. Africa is something else. Africa has been calling me ever since I was little. Africa has been calling me, even through a lot of the negative things I've been seeing since young on TV. It's been calling me. Although they put out a lot of negative stereotypes and things like that, I was still hearing her call. I heard her call through the TV screen, through the negatives and the positives. Like when I say positives, I'm talking about the History Channel, the National Geographic, which I used to watch a lot whenever I got a chance to see the animals and a little bit of the tribes. I was in awe. And through the years, little clues and hints and would come my way. Like I would get some free National Geographic magazines, and I would sit in my room and go through them and be in awe. Although my mind wasn't so expansive regarding the world and how huge, how amazing it was, I only really had access to what I knew about, which was the Caribbean and America and Canada. So I didn't really think about Asia or Africa much on like geographically, because I didn't really learn too at all about that. But through my picture Bible that I had, the pictures that were in there, kind of opened my eyes up to something that I thought was only from the past. Little did I know that a lot of the things that are in the Bible still exist today. And it's wild. It's wild when you actually see it. Like some of the things, like little pictures that you'll see of like shepherds walking um, with their cattle, um, fish, huge, gigantic fish being sold at a market. Um, and when you hear about how Jesus was able to feed a multitude of people with just some bread and fish, you can't imagine. Well, I couldn't imagine it. I was like, wow, like how could you? Because in the pictures they're showing like these small fish. I did not know that super large fish existed or still exists. I did not know that. So in my little mind, I'm like in awe at how all these Bible stories kind of gave hints as to a place that is it was and is still there. So that that kind of thing intrigued me. The Bible stories, what I saw in the National Geographic, and I put even the story about the Jesus getting gifts of frankincense and myrrh, and them riding on camels, and all these things, like all these stories. I used to really be intrigued by this myrrh and this frankincense. And I said, when I get big, I'm going to go and find that myrrh. I'm going to find that frankincense. Although, like, I didn't know what it actually was. In my mind, I just looked at it as almost like jewels, like, or crystals or something. I had no idea what it was, but I wanted to get it. And I said, when I get big, I'm going to get it. And you know what's funny? I actually did get it. I made sure I had it. And I have it now. Like, I do have frankincense. I do have myrrh. And every once in a while, I do light up the charcoal and drop a little crystal of frankincense on the charcoal and allow it to burn and just enjoy the scent of the smell, the smoke, the everything. It changes those those and the what you call it those and the sage actually change the chemistry of the room. I felt it. I felt it many times, like the whole room change just from burning those and allowing it to clear the air. So just knowing that Africa was calling to me from so young through a lot of these things that I was paying attention to. And maybe it's because I was paying attention, but even if I wasn't paying attention, it was still there. And then through the people that I would meet, the kids that I would meet, friends that I would make, food that I would eat, through my own culture, through my own Jamaican culture, that's where I got most of it. Through the music, through the storytelling, the food, the environment. I was already getting it. I was feeling it. I felt it through even how my own body moved to the music, to the reggae music, to the dance hall, I felt it all. Like it was calling me all this time. So when I finally got a chance to step foot on the continent, man, I was I don't even know. I don't know, but it was something surreal. It was surreal having that experience and taking it on and embodying that experience fully was amazing. And I always like to say that I feel Africa it almost feels like a futuristic existence as at the same time a past existence and a present. So it's almost like you're living in the past, you're living in the present, and you're in the future all at the same time. And I've never experienced that. I didn't experience that in the Caribbean. I didn't experience that in Canada, America. And I haven't been to many places. And I experienced it there. It's like it's all three, like all at once. And you almost feel like you go back in time. It's like you go back 15, 20 years or so. I don't know. And it shows physically, because I find that when I look in the mirror when I'm on the continent, look and feel more youthful when I'm over there than I do when I'm in the West. And probably has something to do with geography and where I am. on the planet, where I am, how I feel, everything. Like the air is different. Where I live, the air is very dry. On the continent, the air is moist, and you smell, you smell the fruits in the air, which I did smell on the Caribbean, but I smell it there too. And the air is moist, and it's just, I don't know, it feels as though as soon as you enter that environment, your body chemistry aligns in such a different way. And then you have to adapt to the time difference, which can be a little bit of a a little bit of a change. But you adapt quickly. um, Africa will teach you things you never thought you were going to learn. you you learn patience. You learn um I don't know. You learn so much. You learn strategy. You learn balance. You learn awareness. Um, you learn you learn about yourself. It's like going back to yourself, leaving a lot of noise and going back to yourself. And it's so vast. It's so vast. I never thought it was such a gigantic place. I did not think so, because the maps that we see, it doesn't look so gigantic. But when you're there and you're moving around and you may be flying from place to place, you realize, okay, like if this takes me such and such a time by bus to get from one place to another, um, how big is this place really? And if this place is that big and I'm only in one country, how big is this continent? You start to calculate and you're like, this place is massive. This place is so amazing. It's so amazing. There's so much going on. You can feel so many layers to it. Um, a lot has been stolen from the continent. A lot has been manipulated, but it still has its purity. It still has its groundedness, even though a lot has happened there. And so you can feel both sides, and it's like you have to know where to put your attention and focus in order to stay on top of things for yourself and for others around you. And I don't know, you just walk. There's a regal feeling to being there, especially coming from this side. There's a feeling, there's a warm feeling that I've never really felt anywhere else. A welcoming feeling. I feel like I'm learning. I feel like like I said, in the past, in the future, and in the present. I feel home. It's weird, but a good weird. A very good weird. I feel home. And I feel honored to have been maybe the first person in my family to actually touch back down on that continent, to go back home. Marcus Garvey wanted us to go back home, even if it's to just see the place. And I knew about Marcus Garvey, and I know his story. And between him and all the other songs that I grew up hearing that would talk about Africa, um, I got a chance to go back and see it for myself. And what an amazing opportunity. What a beautiful adventure it is